Have you ever come across a guitar that was so good that you were willing to do whatever it took? Beg, borrow, steal. Sell as many things as possible. Sell all the things. Donate plasma. Not donate, sell plasma. Live on ramen for 6 to 12 months. Whatever. You ever come across a piece of equipment? Maybe it's not a guitar. Any piece of equipment. Anything that you had to have immediately upon trying it or seeing it. That's this guitar for me. This will, of course, let you hear this guitar and you'll be able to hear how it sounds and pickup positions. I'll do that and I'll talk about the features of it. Would this be considered a review? I don't really think this is considered a review. This is more a story about how I found not the white whale. We're going to call it the black whale because it's a black 335. The white whale being the whale that the captain in Moby Dick wanted so badly, wanted to kill, wanted to hunt so badly, and just kept escaping him. He could not get it. That was what this is, and we're sharing that today in this video. Hey, we are Signal Theory. We make content, lots of different types, but all guitar related. We really love blending the digital with the analog, the modern with the old, the vintage, and we love using all different types of equipment, and sometimes we tell stories about gear that we own, like this. So if that's your kind of thing, subscribe, check out some of the other things we have. We have lots of products available. Free downloads too, if you use any of the major digital platforms. This is, according to Gibson, let's pull this up so I make sure I got it exactly. This is a Gibson Custom 1959 ES 335 reissue, ultra light aged in ebony. The ES, by the way, if you did not know, stands for Electric Spanish. The other qualifier they used was EH, Electric Hawaiian, and Electric Spanish was used to denote a guitar you played upright, like this. And EH, Electric Hawaiian, was used to denote a lap steel that you played like this. I guess some people play guitars like this, but it was different models. I've wanted a 335 for a long time. I really couldn't tell you how long. I do know that there was a spit of time where I had a guitar, had a 335 that I really liked. I've tried many, and every time I came out of the other side saying, that was good, but it didn't do it for me. It didn't wow me. At one point, Chicago Music Exchange was doing some sale, all Gibsons, all 335s, all semi-hollows, something, I'm not sure. Extra off, percentage off. That day only, a few days a week, I don't remember. I called, looked on the website before I called, saw one that, and knowing me, it was probably I went to the cheapest one, sorted by price, low to high, and saw that they had a 335. I don't remember what it was marked at, but by the time it was all said and done, I got it for under $2K. I think maybe like 16, maybe something like that. I don't remember. Between 14 and 2, not more than 2, I'm pretty certain. But I called and they told me that they couldn't do any more off. It was already marked down. It was like a floor model and they weren't able to do anything else. Hey, that's fine. No problem. Thanks, guys. I hung up. I got an email. Maybe I emailed. I don't know. It's all fuzzy. It wasn't the defining moment like this guitar was. Either way, I got contacted again and they said, hey, you know what? We can do a little extra off. Here's the out the door price. Grabbed it, got it, and it was cool. I just wasn't like drooling over it like I drool over this one. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if maybe it was a dog. I don't know if truly it wasn't a studio. The studios don't look as nice. They tend to they don't have binding because it's meant to be used. The studio line is meant, as the name suggests, to be used in the studio. It's like, if you want the sound, we're going to give you the sound without all the aesthetics and you can save some money. I know it wasn't a studio. And if my friend Thomas still has it, actually, I sold it to him. We've never really met in person, I don't think, right? Maybe once, but we're from Virginia Beach area. I'm from Chesapeake. I sold it to him. He just saw me posting about it and he bought it for me. And I think I ended up coming out even and he got a really good deal on a guitar like I did. I was told it was new and it had swirl marks and it's just, that wasn't the reason. I just wasn't bonding with it. I'd love to play it again and see if the reason why I wasn't bonding with it was the guitar itself or it was me. I've gone through phases in my life where I just haven't really understood certain things. We all have. You got to learn. And I think I was maybe trying to get a certain tone out of that guitar that it wasn't made to. I really don't remember. Since then, and like I said, I sold it and saw Joey Landreth on that pedal show 2016, 2017 maybe 2018. I really don't remember now at this point. It was just him. It was when Dan and Mick were in the old shed. I think it was in Dan's backyard or something like that. Or maybe they're in someone's backyard now. It was the last location. And Joey was there. And he had this vintage red, faded red with a Bigsby Collings I-35. And at that moment, it was two things connected. It was I've always wanted a 335. And now this just affirms it. Because the way that sounds, it's got a Bigsby. But Collings are pricey. I haven't spent a lot of time researching their company, but I know they make high quality stuff, and I just couldn't swing it. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I got at one point, one of the previous owners of TMG saw me talking about 335s, and they sent me one of theirs, a Theo is what they called it. I got to hold on to that for a bit, and it was good. Just didn't do it for me. There are other companies that exist that make 335s. My buddy Josh Williams, honestly, I think him and I are just more friends just because we like each other and we have a lot of similar interests. We share our faith. And I've only recently gotten to play one of his, he calls them a Mockingbird. It's a 335 type guitar. And it's a great guitar. It's different. They're different. I played my buddy Jonathan from Tone Junkie. It's either, what do they call them, an Orville? Or it was a tip of my tongue, Tokai. Can't remember. It was one of those, and I played it, and I was like, this is good. Price wasn't too bad either, and I was like, I think this would be good for that price. But it just didn't do it for me. And so over the years, and that was only a year and a half ago or so that I played that. And I just, it's I resolve that if I ever get a 335, it's going to be because it walks into my life somehow. I will play it, and I will have to have it. And that was this guitar. So about a year ago, I am in Texas doing a guitar clinic and my buddy James sends me a text. And he sends me a video, and I wouldn't say this is full circle, but it kind of is. He said when Chicago Music Exchange sends you a video of the guitar you're going to buy. And he had, I think it was a 355 maybe. I don't remember. The video was of them showing him the guitar he was looking at grabbing. And it was a Murphy Lab, and it was black, had like a torque guard. It was really nice, creme de la creme. I told him at that moment that I said, I do think that whenever I spring for a 335, it'll probably be a Murphy Lab. I think it'll have to be, because if you want a 335, you might as well get one from the people who made it, who designed it. And I'm guessing they did. I don't know the history of the guitar, so I don't know. But nowadays, we think of this style of guitar, we think Gibson. And the Murphy Lab stuff is great. I've put my hands on a few different kinds through the years, and every time I'm like, man, the aging feels good. And I couldn't tell you how true it is to vintage and period correct. I don't know all that stuff. But I mentioned to him, I said, I do think that the guitar, the 335 for me, will be a Murphy Lab. And he goes, well, if you want a black one, I'll be selling mine. And I was a little confused because I saw one, and I didn't realize he had this one. I knew he had a few Murphy Lab 335s. But I had played some, and they had the thin necks, which is like the 60s or something neck, right? And I was like, that's not for me. And he told me, he's like, these have the bigger neck. This one has the bigger neck. I think you'll like it. You should come check it out. He let me check it out. I came to his house. He actually said before I got there, he's like, if you want to take it for a bit and borrow it, you can do that. And while I was there, he's like, I'm not in any rush. That was his first mistake. He shouldn't have said that to me. That's my fault, not his. He's like, I'm not in any rush. He's like, if you're interested, he's like, just let me know what you're thinking, and we go from there. He told me that if I was needing to sell some things, because that's what I said, I was going to sell a couple guitars or my Klon. He said, well, take your time doing that. I don't want you to lose a bunch of money trying to sell those things quick. He's like, I'm not in a rush. He was too kind. I should have been a little more on the ball with it. But I really wanted this guitar. I really wanted to be able to own this thing. And I hadn't even played it yet. And I was like, I think this is it. So I had to go right to church that night. I had my rig set up, but I didn't even get to dial anything in. I plugged it in and could tweak a few knobs and just had to go with it. Normally I'd spend more time. And I was like, yeah, it's great. Like I thought it was a good guitar. And I was like, I would like this guitar. I felt confident about that. But the next day I was home. And this is really crazy. A lot of people, maybe you appreciate stories like this. A lot of people are probably just like, I don't care. And I don't blame you. I don't think I would watch stuff like this. This video is really for those who maybe have seen me talk about wanting a 335 for years, and or have seen me talking about this guitar since it's come into my possession and talking about how much I love it. I don't know. I feel like this video is more for like myself and for those people. If you're here to hear the guitar, I'm hoping you're happy to just also hear a fun story about it at the same time. The next day I'm home though, Friday, and I'm just playing the guitar, and I am blown away. I'm speechless. It sounded good the day before. It felt good. It checked boxes initially, but as I got to spend more time with it, I realized that I could not be without this guitar. And as I played it more and more, I got real nervous because these aren't cheap, man. Like, they're not. You're paying money. There's a lot of ways you can break it down, but one reason guitars get expensive is because you have to pay for the fact that somebody's hands were on it for an extended period of time. You gotta pay people to work on things, and so that's where some of that happens. talk more practical stuff, the things that are just true, instead of all my buzzwords for how phenomenal this guitar is. Because I know that's appreciated. Ultralight aged, it's just beautiful. I like how the binding has yellowed. My buddy, I think he actually changed the switch tip, if I remember correctly. I think he said that wasn't period correct. I think. I'll have to ask him. But anyways, let's talk right here, right now. This is nitrocellulose lacquer, 3-ply maple poplar maple fingerboard. As I'm sure you can tell, it's rosewood. It's 12-inch radius. Man, figuring out how radiuses work on the guitars is weird. Because like the bigger the number, the thinner the neck feels, right? I don't know. This is not a baseball bat, but it's big. And I like the big. I have a Nash. It's a Telly Deluxe, or it's a thin line Telly. That is a baseball bat, and I love that. 22 frets, authentic medium jumbo, which I'm assuming is not stainless steel. But I like that they're medium jumbo. I like that. Nylon nut, 42.85 millimeter nut width. The medium C profile, and of course 24.75 inch scale length. You got CTS 500K audio taper, pots and paper in oil capacitors. You got a 1/4 inch switchcraft jack and a 3-way switchcraft selector. And these are actually not the stock pickup. The stock pickups were the custom Buckers, Alnico 3 custom Buckers, and these are throwback SLE 101s. I have not played a large amount of PAFs. These are good. I've played the Fralin Pure PAFs. I've played Third Power has a version. I think they call them the Mag Frag-ish. As far as I understand it, the PRS 5815s are basically a PAF style thing. What that means is they made those pickups in 2015 and they wanted them to sound like 1958 style pickups, which would be pretty close to what this is, right? I guess, a year. And those days, the same year, things could change drastically. But yeah, these are SLE 101s. Very good. It's a great guitar. Nice checking here and there. I've already done, well, I couldn't tell you if it was me or James that put some of these swirls on here. I would have felt bad if that was me and I had to give this back to him. I think I probably wouldn't have played it as much if I was planning on it. But that's the thing. It does the thing. It does the chew. Semi-hollows do this mid-chew thing that I love so much. and that's why I love a guitar, any guitar with a semi-hollow kind of thing going. It's for me because I like that. If I'm playing like rock and stuff, if I'm trying to like do more driving, big, higher gain sounds, that's not my preference, but I feel like for whatever reason, Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl rocks the heck out of basically a 335. It's Trini Lopez, right? He rocks the heck out of those. Okay, so real quick, we're going to go through pickup positions and wiring. I'm going to show you how this is wired up and how these the tone knobs and the volume knobs, how much they really, in my opinion, help me get very expressive and dynamic. These pickups, especially the neck, just the chime and the brightness that's there is something I just wasn't expecting. You know, when you have a big-bodied guitar with humbuckers, you kind of, I wasn't expecting that. I don't know, but I've really grown to like that. What I'll often do is, it depends on the song, but kind of what I do is if I know that I'm going to use the neck pickup later in the song, at some point I kind of, for the sound I want, I can, preset it in a way because tone and volume are separate for each pickup. Like roll volume back a bit and tone back a bit to get it to be a little warmer and darker. And that way when I switch between the up to the neck, it's kind of like it's a preset. It's already there. But let's just go through this real quick. I'm running into Fractal for this. This is my signature preset, and I really love the combo of like the Benson Chimera kind of clone we did with the tone match, and same with the C30. There's Verb on it because I love me some plate. Just playing lightly. Here's dig in a little bit. My favorite drive pedal is the Protein, and so I like using, there's no protein in these pedals, but this is like a King of Tone set, kind of how I would use it on the Protein, as close as I can get. I really love the middle position here. Let's use the ODR1. There, I don't know, I feel like I can hear every single string coming through. The note separation is pretty crazy. And I just love the middle position. It does what you would want, right? Like it gives you both pickups and elements of both. Sometimes, like I love a Duesenberg Star Player. The middle position, it's so drastically different than both pickups at the same time. I do love a Telly, and I love a Telly middle position, but to me, that is not as uniform. In my brain, the middle position of a Telly is too different. All three pickup positions in a Telly are very different. And maybe that's something you haven't thought about, and you're like, maybe that's why I don't enjoy playing a Telly. It's more even. It's like the bridge pickup is just brighter and hairier, and it cuts, but it still reminds me of the neck, right? And then the middle position, it gives you the best of both worlds. You chill it out, you take it slow, and you rock out the show, like that kind of thing. So when I stack the blue and the green of the Protein, now let me give you an example of what I mean with the neck pickup here. If I'm I like having my tone. With this guitar too, sometimes I run the amps hotter, but I like what I got here because it's more bell-like and chimey. And with a bigger body guitar, your tone can get a little boomier. And in a mix, your front of house is going to end up chopping that off. It sounds really nice at home when you're playing for it to be big and full, but front of house needs your guitar to sit. And so I tend to lop some of that off. Not to the point where I feel like I'm neutering the character of the guitar, but let me turn on the blue real quick. If I switch to the bridge pickup, obviously hairier, it cuts. I like setting tone and volume on the neck, I don't know, 8.5, 8 3/4. So that's just with the volume rolled back. If I turn the drive off real quick, it's obviously quieter, it's obviously cleaner, it's not as full, there's not as much high end. Let me put the volume back up. Back down to like that 8.5 spot. I don't like that. It's not enough. But I don't like this either. It's a little too, not all the time. Like there's instances where it's too bright and I want that warmth of the neck pickup, but it doesn't have enough gas while I turn it down. The wiring on this, I just really like it. So that's the whole point of me showing you. So here's the blue side of the protein unit. If I bring that volume back up. So it's pushing back and it's compressing. I don't know. It's not a bad sound. It's just, I love how expressive I can get. And one other thing I like doing is turning the tone and the volume down on the bridge pickup. So that's in full open. Let me go back, 8-ish on the volume. And let's swap back. Let's do 8-ish on the tone. It's like it mellows out the high end of the drive to the point that it seems not as aggressive, but it does that compression and it does the breakup that you would want by having a drive on. Because if you do the same thing, like you roll off high end on overdrive and it really makes it seem creamy and compressed. All in all, to me, this guitar with the pickups, and like I said, I haven't tried the custom buckers in this, so I really couldn't tell you how different these are. But I like how expressive I can be and have 2 drive pedals, which is typically my MO, sometimes a third for like a hard clipping distortion thing. But I like how expressive I can get. I can keep a drive on and just use tone and volume knobs. I can turn a drive off and I can use the tone to kind of mellow things out. I mean, I can do a lot more. And whether or not that other guitars give me that flexibility, at least this guitar, which is something we beat home all the time, inspires me a ton to try new and different things. And so maybe this pickup breakdown, you're sitting there thinking, I don't really hear or kind of really get why you're so excited about this. But again, it inspires me and that helps me kind of play more, and it makes me want to not play more in a set, like I want to be dynamic in a set, but it helps me to play more like at home and to explore more and to figure things out. And this guitar with an ODR1 with the green side of the protein, more specifically, is like my dream tone. This guitar is my black whale. This is the one I've always wanted, and it's here. It's very good. I've played lots of other things, lots of other guitars from lots of other brands. I own a plethora of things, And this one kind of stands on its own to me. I think a lot of people are going to be watching this, and I think about that anytime I say anything in these videos. I'm like, some people probably rolled in their eyes that I'm talking like this. But we all have things we're passionate about. We all have things we like. You know, some people think that McDonald's is a gourmet, delightful cheeseburger, and some people think In-N-Out is garbage. And I'm here to say that they're both great. I prefer In-N-Out. But this is my story about how I found the one guitar that I've always wanted, and now that I have it, I'm very happy. For the longest time, as I was just borrowing it, I would keep it in its case, and I wouldn't want to take it with me to church as often. I was nervous that I would get too attached to it and not be able to keep it. I was worried I'd break it, and it wasn't officially mine. And of course, I'd be willing to take care of it if I did do something to it. But for some reason, you know, like it just didn't feel right. I don't know. And so I kept it in its case also because I didn't want anything to happen to it in my room. I mean, I got my kids who run up here and see stuff. And I didn't want them to do anything to it because it wasn't officially mine. But also, Gibsons are notorious for breaking their headstocks. I mean, that was another thing. I looked at getting a broken headstock 335 for a while because I have heard that when they're repaired, they're better than when they were new. It's like, well, if it already happened, it's been repaired, surely it's fine. I think some people got wise to that because you don't see those as often on Reverb, and if you do, they're not cheap like they used to be. But that's that. I'm just really excited about this guitar, and you know, I hope between the various playing samples and whatnot in this video, you are just happy with me. That's it. It's not really a review because I don't really know how to compare it to anything, but it's great. And I just wanted to share. So like I said at the beginning, if you're into videos like this, if you're into just guitar gear in general, analog stuff, digital stuff, modelers, all of that, we just cover all of that. We have fun with it. We'd love for you to subscribe and follow along. And head to our website, signaltheoryaudio.com. You can go to the free download section and get a number of free things to try out if you use any of that stuff. And enjoy it. We hope to see you next time. We'll see you then. Bye.